Let's go!
Joy and passion is freaking football.
John Mateer, balls out of control. Let's start off with a really good play. I am a big fan of 3-by-1 formations over 2-by-2s, and John Mateer looks to the right, and he sees with this soft zone that there is space over the middle, and you'll see it from a different angle in just a second. Could that ball have been released a half second sooner? Maybe so, more so from an NFL, I guess you could say, angle, if you will. And then, of course, Jared Kanak fumbles at the end of this. Thing I do like looking right and then back to left, all right? This ball is a little late. It is just a tad late, but it's not bad for college-level anticipation. Obviously, when you play some of the better defenses a little bit later in the year, you would like to see that get ripped a little bit sooner, but it's still good, right? And, of course, okay, so we get the football back here, and, man, y'all, this is some elite quarterbacking. You get a play-action fake right here, and guess what? It's 1-to-1 down the sideline. You can see that the play side safety crept up and is flying off the edge. I don't know if this was an RPO or not, but you can see Mr. John Mateer pulls it, and when a guy right in his face, he's still able to deliver this football to Burks. This really isn't even the best route. The corner is pinning him to the sideline. Look at that ball location, and look at that catch right there by Mr. Burks, rocking the New Jersey number. All right, so this is Mr. John Mateer in action, and you'll see right here that Oklahoma gets caught in a bad spot. So it's, once again, a 2-by-2, not my favorite thing in the world. You have a defensive end going out into the flats for coverage, and guess what? He's looking to the left side, doesn't want to throw this football to Kanak. Could that have still been fit in? I don't know, but there's probably not that much benefit of it because this guy could turn and just pick it going the other way. And guess what? We have deep stuff running into double coverage. We have an in-breaker getting met right here by a safety, and this isn't open, okay? So they just had the absolute perfect defensive call for this play, and 2 right here gets absolutely ragdolled. You would have liked to have seen something a little bit better there. So now, what can John Mateer do? He decides to go back to the left, step up into this pocket, and then turn on the Jets, right? Another cutback here on 97. And y'all, this playmaking ability just isn't everywhere in college football. Ridiculous. Okay, and then we get right here. Another play action fake. And the thing I really like about this slot wide receiver, notice how he sold as if he was potentially blocking, and then giddy up. Look at when Mateer decides to throw this. Some pretty good anticipation, good wide base. Ball comes out a little wobbly, but it's good enough for a run and catch after the fact. Oklahoma fans, you got to let me know who number 88 is. Looks like one of those walk-ons from last year, because when you have a jersey number in the 80s, you're probably not a prime-time player, but still, you get the job done. Love to see it. All right, first and goal after a little penalization. And, man, first off, even with a high snap, we are running a QB counter here to the left side at a 12 personnel. Let's see how Kanak does right here as a blocker, because that's where he was really criticized. And, yeah, he's just kind of getting thrown around here. Still, it doesn't matter. John Mateer is just an absolute monster. Honestly, the blocking across the way here on this play was very sloppy. You could see here the puller gets stepped on, actually, by Kanak. And now he's off balance. That's not good. This was actually poorly blocked. But here's the thing. And I said this on my LSU channel. If you have a quarterback that's special enough, you can work around some poor blocking. And at LSU, they have, of course, Garrett Nussmeier and the great Caden Durham. And Oklahoma has John Mateer. Oklahoma Sooner fans, I cannot freaking wait for LSU versus Oklahoma. My wife and I want to go to Norman, so if any of y'all got the ticket hookup, let me know. Thanksgiving weekend, gobble, gobble, gobble. And right here, Oklahoma, they're running Hoss, all right? Comebacks from the outside, goes from the slots. And you take a look at this pre-snap, I wouldn't have thunk that the goal balls here would be open, right? Because they are in a quarters far back alignment and a 3-man front. But John Mateer sees that this safety goes middle of the field close at the snap. So in that situation, we want to throw the hash go ball to whichever receiver is actually open, and it's actually Jared Kanak, okay? Once again, somewhat easy pitch and catch right there, but still, you threw it, you're able to make a play, and we do need Kanak to make a smaller safety miss. He's able to do that, and let's see if we actually have some good ball security here at the end, and we do, okay? Really good stuff. Y'all, oh my goodness gracious, someone get me a pillow, because college football can be erotic sometimes. God bless America. John Mateer, what are you doing, man? This is some sexy, sexy, sexy stuff. So he knows, right here, once again, this quarters alignment that I almost said incarnate word, Illinois State. You could see, once again, quarters alignment, but just like you saw a minute ago, one of the safeties becomes a robber and it becomes middle of the field closed, if you will. All right? So the backside safety is running to where you normally throw the RPO action right here, just a little pitch and catch. Mateer sees that, and he knows after drawing the safety over here that the backside glance right here is going to be open. Okay? A lot of QBs would just throw that. He throws it to the bottom of the screen, and it's Burks. That should be your number one option this year, Oklahoma. You know he can play. Obviously, some bad health last year, and he is galanting into the end zone. Give Oklahoma a lot of credit. This last year was their best rush design. All right, let's give Oklahoma a lot of credit for this rush design. Last year, the biggest run of the year for Oklahoma was Xavier Robertson versus Alabama. And this was the same kind of idea right here with Oklahoma. They are pulling their right guard and their right tackle to the left, right? And that would make me think that it's another QB counter being run to the left. But it's actually a jet sweep going to the right, all right? So take a look at this. Look at how these two pullers really hold these backers, and now he's flat-footed, right? You have 5 guys committed to this run to the left, but we're actually going to the right side, okay? Look at all that space that creates. Really, really, really good stuff. And guess what? You get your most potent, skilled position guy, the football, in that much space. I know Burks is coming in very motivated after last year, and yeah, this honestly was not a good piece of running, okay? I need, if you're going to be my single-digit alpha wide receiver, I need you to make this guy miss, all right? This is an easy cutback. You got plenty of time right here, and you just run right into him? Come on now. Come on now. All right? You think CeeDee Lamb and Hollywood Brown are just running right into tackles? That's some bad running right there. Okay, here we go. Understanding leverage and alignment and time and place, okay? God, this is some good quarterbacking. So, simulated pressure, one of the linebackers backs out, this linebacker backs out, and it's actually a slot corner blitz. So what do? We just throw it to the left side, all right? Really good play call as well, because number one, you might be able to pick it up with all these DBs scooting that far back. Number two, it's probably going to be a positive yardage gain. And then number three, you could just pick up all the yards. And, well, that's pretty much what happens here. Really good play call. And, of course, you pick up the first down. And I don't understand this, okay? If I were Oklahoma, I would seriously have a long conversation about why my wide receivers are sticking their head down right into DBs when you have space to do something. Now, once again, this is slow-mo replays, but the truth is we can wiggle a little bit more. We never want to just stick our head down for a hit. That's how fumbles happen. That's how concussions happen. Come on, man. I can understand if you're a fullback or a tight end doing that, but use your speed. Use your wiggle. You're wearing a single digit. Come on now. All right, Tory Blaylock. Come on now. And I called him a receiver on that last play. Still, I don't want you just sticking your head down for no reason, Tory. In this spot, I feel a little bit more comfortable with you doing that very thing. Good little run up the gut. And guess what? Tory is able to find his way into the end zone here on 2nd and goal. Now, the one thing I will say about this is in this spot, when you play better teams, this is a throw situation if you ask me. Right? I understand, and we can get into the different philosophies about running and throwing because things do change at the end of the second quarter. But we want to beat these one-on-ones to the outside. Still, good blocking. Obviously, the Oklahoma offensive line was arguably the most criticized position group in the entire SEC last year. But you'll take that all day, every day. So we get to this John Mateer interception, and there are so many things we need to break down about this because this Oklahoma run game was abysmal. 32 carries for 103 yards. And normally, when your run game is abysmal versus a team that's not so great, it's because you weren't getting good run looks and they were selling out to stop the run. But that wasn't the case, right? When you're versus a three-man front, it was actually a four-man front, but you can see this is basically a five-ish, six-man box with safeties this far back. You've got to be able to run on it, okay? But we're not going to break down any of those runs that go for 2 yards. It is a concern, okay? Now, the second thing here is when you're running all these vertical routes directly into DBs that are just sitting right there, I mean, these balls have got to be perfect, okay? And Mateer just throws it slightly behind Burks right here. And, yeah, I mean, it's a good play right there, actually, by the DB. Even though that pick is bad, you never want picks, I do like the fact that he was trying to make a more difficult throw in a game that you know you're probably going to win. So 21-3 by the fourth quarter versus this level of competition. I guess you'll take it. And here we go again. Pretty much all vertical stuff being run into these DBs, and then we get a leaking running back right here. Okay, so let's see what Mateer decides to do. Alrighty, so we get to another John Mateer touchdown pass, and you could see here, this looks to be a dagger concept being run. You have a vertical from the slot, and then you have an in-breaker from 9 right here. Or it could be two skinny posts. It's tough for me to see from this angle, and John Mateer puts it right on the money. And Keontez Lewis, you guys let me know more about him. I know he is like a journeyman transfer receiver. He's never really been an elite producer. Yeah, I guess I have mixed feelings on this throw. Once again, Oklahoma ran just so many just verticals, like just straight verticals. Of course, you have a seam right here. You can make a case that we could work to the left and then over here. But Mateer sees it's like a pure man-to-man situation. So he decides to throw this back shoulder throw into traffic. And this is an absolutely positively ridiculous catch right here by Keontez. Is that a good throw? Maybe so. But, man, I will take it. You're not going to face a lot of rush 3, drop 8s, especially as much as Illinois State played it. I did think this was interesting right here from Mateer. So you're running 2 deep digs. The spacing on these it's very interesting. So obviously he can't throw it to Burks. He waits for this linebacker to get out of the window, and look when he's actually throwing this football to Keontez. Once again, that obscure sidearm push delivery, and it's a really, really, really good throw. Let's keep working the hot hand. We have Lewis again to the top of the screen, and, well, he was trying to go outside, cuts back to the inside. Obviously, you can always work in the flat right here, but Mateer decides to make this throw. DB trips, moment too big, Coach 30 style, and boom, wide open tutty. So next week, the battle of two first-year starters at their new program. One, a 5-star true freshman. Another, an experienced former 3-star recruit in John Mateer. I'm really excited about it. You guys let me know how you feel about this Oklahoma offense. There were some concepts that looked good. There were some good throws mixed in there, but will they work versus better teams? I don't know. I do enjoy an offense that's not afraid to run a lot of vertical stuff like Oklahoma did in this game. I am concerned about this run game. Can Jaden Ott get healthy? He had 1 carry basically for negative yardage. So what exactly is this Oklahoma offense going to look like? I don't know. But Mateer did look good, and you guys let me know how you feel about next week. It is Power Hour SEC. Boom! Tonight, we are doing chicken enchiladas.